everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aging in Action. Today, we have Sue Lapoon and Catherine May Langan as our guest, and we're going to be talking about the miner's lunchbox, which I believe is a staple to Northern Ontario. So welcome, Sue. Welcome, Catherine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So today, we wanted to have you on our show because we wanted to talk about the miner's lunchbox. And this is something, I myself growing up, that was something that was part of our household. And I know that, not everybody nowadays knows what that is. And I just thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about, what this, it's a great product, number one, but just the heritage behind it, right? Yep. So Catherine or Sue, could you maybe tell us a little bit about the lunchbox?
Well, I've kind of lived the story, so
it's a good story to tell.
I often say that me and the lunchboxes were invented at the same time in 1956.
Wow.
So my father worked underground for a time, and he had an old black tin lunchbox, and they were waiting for the cage, and he didn't want to sit on a wet rock or a puddle. So he tipped it on its end and sat on it, and it broke. So he was an inventor probably from the age of 7 or 8, a farm boy. So he decided he was going to invent a lunchbox that you could sit on. And he kind of got the inspiration from the domed lunchboxes. But because he didn't have any equipment to make his first one, he decided that he would make it in, they call it a hip roof design. So that's
wow, look at that. And I was saying to you, Catherine, I grew up with one of those in our household, right? Because my dad was a miner at Creighton, and those were hard. I remember sitting on it. I would have been young, but I remember it vividly.
Well, once my father decided that was his original lunchbox.
Well, that is the original?
That is the original.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So he showed up at the mine site, and at that time it was shiny aluminum, and 40 men would be in the cage. They're all packed up tight. And they said in miners talk, where the bleep did you get that? And he said, I made it. And they all said, make us one.
Wow.
So he started out by hand, cutting out material, the aluminum, hand pounding a rivet with a hammer. And I remember as a very young child, him cutting the material out at the kitchen table.
Wow.
And we were volunteered into helping my dad at
the assembly line.
Voluntold?
Voluntold. That's right. And but we learned all kinds of things. My father had a great work ethic. He was very inventive, and he invented the saying, just do it. Like Nike uses.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the way they were. My dad, same thing, right? Never missed a day's work, that kind of work ethic, and brutal working conditions. And I was clueless, but that lunchbox, it's funny because I remember that more than I do other parts of what he would have had to wear to work or how he came back. I remember that lunchbox. So definitely it's an iconic symbol of mining in Sudbury.
It has become so.
Well, I think as well as I remember it as well, my dad having this lunchbox, but also as it was almost a symbol of a rite of passage. And I don't know if this is right or wrong to say, but my brothers, not my sister and I, but my 4 brothers, when they got to that age where they've got their first jobs, were all gifted a lunch pail like that from my mom and dad. And, including my husband today, he did it 30 years on his job. And when he retired at home, we still have his lunch pail. So yeah, it's been such a staple of Northern Ontario, but and I guess that's one of my questions too. Was it strictly a Northern Ontario thing, or has it gone worldwide?
Oh, definitely. I've sold in many countries, England, Ireland, Germany, France, Australia, New Zealand,
Nice.
Turkey. Someone brought some to China. Yeah, a lot of mining in China. So it's been all over the world. And the best kind of advertising you can get is word of mouth. And when people keep something for 50 years or, use it on a daily basis, it becomes part of their family heritage, like you said. And it's has lots of fond memories. They become more than lunchboxes. They're libraries of stories. They're a place where
won't part with his. I mean, like I said, are you going to give that away? And he's like, no,
it's a part of him, part of his personality.
Right. And you're right. There's
it's gone as far as some people have actually been buried in it. It's their final resting place as well. There's a couple of individuals. I'm working with a man right now. His father was injured in the mine. He's in palliative care right now. So he's created an urn with the lunchbox. He also took his original mining helmet and had that custom painted with pictures on it. And it's just a beautiful kind of way to celebrate his life. So
what a testimony.
That is.
Yeah.
Hey, that's quite a testimony to your father and his idea, right? I mean, that's just amazing. He produced something that has that longevity and that feeling that people have about it. I mean, hard rock miners are a different group, that's for sure, right? They're Sudbury's, even though we diversified and all that, we're still very much a hard rock mining town. And
I
how
agree.
we look at things is probably different than other parts of the world, right? And that's it sort of equates with the durability of that lunchbox, like the durability of those men and women that have done mining. Like we were talking, and I'm terrified to go down into a mine, but
not that bad.
Oh, I just my claustrophobia thinks, oh my God, I'd probably be screaming. They have to bring me up in the cage or something.
Yeah. Some places are as big as a warehouse.
Yeah, I guess. It's just I have this visual image of it and going, and I guess Creighton Mine, where my dad was certainly a very deep mine. And anyway, but it's Sudburyans, it's in our blood, I guess, eh?
Absolutely. Lunch boxes are in my blood.
Yeah.
And apparently they're in mine now.
I know Lisa had asked the question. Oh,
Pardon?
sorry. I know Lisa had asked the question about it just being Northern Ontario, and you said, no, you've sold them all over the world. Do you have an estimate of how many of these lunch pails have been sold to date? Like, do you have
It's
rough
over
estimate?
1 million. And
Wow.
the reason, definitely. And the reason why I know that was when I applied to trademark the shape of the lunchbox, which is called a distinguishing guise. It's the same kind of trademark that Coke has on their pop bottles. You can make a pop bottle, but you can't make it a Coke bottle.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
so when I did that, when that happened, I had to go back through records to determine where they had been sold, how many had been sold. And it was almost 1 million at that point. And we're talking a few years ago. So now that Sue has taken over, the second million should be a lot easier.
The one thing that is more difficult is that it lasts for a lifetime, and we guarantee that if anything breaks, we will replace it at no extra cost. So the challenge is a little bit harder, but it's really exciting since we've taken over this year in February. The stories, some of the new miners that are graduating, the parents are buying them their first lunchbox, but it's not just for miners. This product is also for construction. It's for, women in mining, women in industry, any trades. So, I now have a new purse, which is a lunchbox.
Oh, and can you show the lunchbox?
Yeah.
Well, we showed my father's first one.
Yeah, but show the one with the color, because they come in different colors, right?
Okay, sure. So,
wow.
I started coloring them, and it's inside and out. So powder coating is a baked on process, so it doesn't chip. It's easy to wipe. They also come in a different finish. The orange one was shiny, And this has a bit of a
Ooh.
different finish. I don't know if you can
Mhm.
see
Can you
that.
lift it a little bit?
Yeah.
There,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So it's kind of they call it a hammer tone.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like a hammered finish.
Hmm.
Like a
And we
rock
have
garden
them in a
almost.
variety of different colors
Mhm.
from all your primary colors, so red, yellow, blue, green. We have them in pink. We have it in a really cool, it's called chameleon. It looks blue, and when you turn it, it's purple. It's really nice
Oh.
color.
Oh,
It's almost like a
wow.
fluorescent. We have gold. We've got that hammered look comes in a silver jet, so it looks like it's a gray and black.
It's kind of a pewter.
Yeah. So if you visit the website, all the colors are listed in the classic sizes.
And there's different sizes, right? Because my dad had a long one, a really long. But my brothers, when they got their first ones in high school, they were like a short one, like a normal, I guess child size. And I've asked a few of my brothers, and actually they still have them. And I would, they all are kind of doing the same thing with their lunch boxes. And that is like using it as a mini toolbox.
That's what happens after you retire, after your 30, 35 years. Throw some tools in the back of the truck in the lunchbox and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It'll last another 30, 35 years.
And you said there was a pink one, and I'm thinking I could
Yes.
probably get one and make it a toy bin for my dog because I'm like,
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. So they come in 6 different sizes. There's 8, 10, 12, 14 original in length. And then there's 3 sizes in the 14, which is 4.5 wide, 5.5 wide, and 6.5 wide, which is the largest one.
Wow.
It used to be known as the Big Daddy, and now we call it Super Classic.
Wow. Geez, it must be putting a lot of food in now.
Oh yeah, well, and now like when the miners or anyone's working a 12-hour shift, you can pack, a lot of lunch in there, and then the lid obviously holds your thermos. And it's kind of cool. I'm working right now with the college on some research and development on adding some modern functionalities to the lunchbox as well.
Right.
So to come soon.
Yeah.
So what
Stay tuned.
about
Yeah.
locally? Can I go to, I know this is silly, can I go to Canadian Tire and buy one? Or like where, if I was just a regular, not too tech savvy and I wanted to go into the store, where do I go?
So I've set up with a few distributors in town. So there's Susie Sallow, there's Fallon, Home Hardware's in Lively, Minnow Lake, and Bouchard Street. And also you can go to we have a shop on Lasalle, 2121 Lasalle Boulevard. You can go into the warehouse and have a look, but it's an e-commerce platform where you have to purchase them from us. And then I would process the sales for the customer. But it's I'm trying to get it out to as many locations as possible. Canadian Tire, we're waiting on a little bit of a process, but they definitely will be carrying them eventually. So yeah, it's starting to gain traction again.
It's a Canadian thing, right?
It is.
Well, buy local, buy Canadian.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's so important nowadays. I believe in that. Well, we always have, but I think we just going through the whole COVID process, realizing how important it is to buy local, because all these ships that are out of the ocean somewhere, right, sitting there, and here you can buy such a high quality product locally.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Like, so like in turn, how do they keep, I was just thinking, like, how do they keep their food cold? Like, is there a way, like you get a little insulation packet, or what do you do to keep the food cold?
Back in the day, if you remember, they first started making coolers out of aluminum. So aluminum is a bit of a natural kind of, it retains the cold. They sell the little ice packs that you can throw in under your plasticware or your sandwich, or by the time you're ready to eat, it's thought out and good to go.
And that's something that we're looking at also in research and development on creating something that will have a little ice pack built in the bottom of the platform so that it'll stay colder longer.
Yeah, because I don't think my dad had anything in his lunch. They just
back in the day, though, it was just sandwiches and apples, right?
Yeah,
pretty much back in the day. Although they did have warming ovens underground, so you stuck your can of beans or can of stew in the warming oven when you started your shift, and by the time you came back, it was hot to eat.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, so much I didn't know.
And I know you're working on some custom features. You were talking about maybe looking at the ice pack. Any future ideas to customize the lunch pails if they buy them directly from you? Is there any avenue you're
Oh,
thinking
absolutely.
about?
So
Okay.
we do the engraving, there's etching. So any corporate gifting that companies want to do, or even safety awards, we can definitely, add the company logo on there, the employee's name, any sayings that they want. And obviously the more requests we get, obviously we'll work with our customers to see what else we can add to our product line.
People have all kinds of ideas of what they can do with it, but like Sue said, with engraving your either your corporate logo or the name or whatever,
yeah,
that's how do you put a price on 50 years worth of advertising for your company?
True.
Right.
So and handed down. I'm hearing
Yeah.
people, my great grandpa had,
Yeah.
I have my great grandpas.
Oh,
So
I'm sure.
And we're working with a family right now who the grandfather has passed away. So what we're doing is we're just adding another nameplate beside his so that it shows that it was grandpa's and now it's moved on to the sons.
oh, that's great.
Or the
Aw.
grandsons,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great
So
idea.
it's a whole bunch of different things that we can do.
Well, that's wonderful because really there's not a lot of products that allow you that type of, personalization,
Mhm.
really. And that's
Name me 5.
Yeah.
I bet you can.
I
No
can't.
pressure, Gwen. No pressure.
I can't. Oh, that's great. Like, is there other products in addition to the lunchbox, or is that strictly your product line and stuff?
Not yet. There will
Okay.
be hopefully some added products, but for now we're just starting up again. When Catherine sold, it's been about 6 years. It went into different hands, but now we've taken over. And it's exciting because we have the original builder who started with Leo May. He was 12 years old. He's now 72.
Wow.
And he helps hand bend, hand make these. And he's also trained a young man that's working with us now to do these by hand. So there's a lot of care and just,
Pride.
handcrafting and pride that go into these lunch
Wow.
boxes. It's
I
not
had
just,
no idea.
it's a different product than what comes out of China where it's massively produced
Yeah.
to be cheap and,
And
There-
disposable.
yeah, disposable. But
Disposable.
this is
Wow.
handmade, lifetime guarantee, eco-friendly, it's recyclable. It's never going to go anywhere. There are unfortunately some guys that have had their lunch boxes ran over or crushed. So we do get the replacements there where I can't really fix those. But other than that, yeah,
Wow.
we can, if there's a little latch that breaks off or the handle or anything, we'll just bring it to us and we'll fix it for them at no cost.
Well, again, there's not a lot of products that you can say that about either. That,
Name me one.
well, 'cause we have, that's gone by the wayside, that whole, and maybe that's what is so important about this. It is there's hands on it from the beginning to the end. It's not a machine driven sort of.
No.
You know that human
Factory.
hands have handcrafted this.
That's amazing
Yeah.
to say that in this day and age. And
Yeah.
but obviously that's again a testament to your dad and the quality and the design of that, because so many by now would be toast, right? They'd be thrown into the landfill.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing, right? And the stories that people share with
Oh,
us,
they're so endearing.
it's so endearing. Like there was a fisherman who reached out to me from Maine and there was a part on his lunchbox that was broken. So I had it shipped to us. We replaced it. And then he purchased a new one because he wanted to keep one for himself. And he handed the old one to his new partner on his boat. And he sent me pictures of how excited his partner was to receive this. It was a young man. And there's other stories, where this man wore every day he went to work with his steel toe boots on, his PPE, and that lunchbox was part of his daily routine. And to this day, he still, likes to go out he said he goes into his barn and he packs his lunch and goes and works in the barn all day. So it's just a routine, right?
Oh,
And I
And we want to make
remember,
new stories.
I remember the distinctive sound when my dad would come home. There's no sound like it.
The squeaky handle.
It's
I think
squeaky.
I've oiled all of these, so
Ah,
no. Oh,
there
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
there it is.
you're right.
And
I
you knew your
haven't
dad
heard
was
that in a
home.
long time.
My dad would
It only
walk in the
takes-
door and we would know he was home.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always used to say that the lunch boxes were a good luck charm.
Yeah.
Maybe, because yeah, that it's a pretty difficult job. I mean, safety has improved over the years, but it's still, they're going
Yeah.
down in a hole.
Exactly.
You're right.
And we're engraving inside the lunchboxes. Some of the wives are ordering lunchboxes for their husbands or their sons. And they're actually putting "Be safe" inside the lunchbox. We had an order from Ballet to replace all of the lunchboxes that were left underground when they were all trapped underground. So they replaced all of those, which was a nice feel-good story. So yeah, it's a sense of pride. Like these guys, when they go to work, and ladies for that matter, are proud of their lunchbox, and it's kind of like they're carrying around a tradition that's been around forever, and it spreads the way it did back in the day.
And representing a work ethic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Durability, strength.
Yeah.
All the qualities you want to have in yourself.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Except not being sat on.
No.
Or ran over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New customer.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to want to share your website and some locations where our audience, if they're interested in purchasing one, can go on and purchase. And on your website, does it outline price points, the sizes, everything that our viewers would want to know? Because I'm sure that will be some of the questions that they're probably thinking.
Yes,
I don't know
if
what
you
you
go
can share.
to if you go to minerslunchbox.ca, it's a website, but it's also an e-commerce platform. So all of the lunchboxes are there, all of the sizes, and there's a custom area where you can have the powder coating option on the colors. There's a contact us, which is myself, and anything that someone is looking for in engraving, etching, or even just a specific size. We can definitely work with them on that as well. And then at the bottom, I've got some of my distributors that we partnered with, but there's many more coming. Like I've got up in near Thunder Bay, Sling Choker. I've got Maslac. So like there's more coming, and I'm trying to build these relationships and trying to get the product across Canada. We also have it in the Atlantic Source, which is a partner of Susie Sallow in the Newfoundland area. So it's gaining some traction, and a little bit out in the US. And I've also sold lunchboxes in the last month to Ireland, to the UK, and one to Australia.
Well, mining is global, right? I mean, it's everywhere, and I mean, different types of mines, but the fact is they still need a lunchbox, right?
Everybody needs to eat lunch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it doesn't really, those little fabric ones that people carry around, it doesn't really do it. When you're in that type of environment, it needs to be pretty durable, right?
Exactly. And it's just a gentle wipe with soap and water, and they're clean, right? So it's and they're not ugly. They're a pretty looking box.
I used to throw it in the dishwasher.
Don't do that. That wrecks it. The
aluminum.
He's retired now. It
can cause a chemical reaction, especially now with the amount of heat that a dishwasher can get to. It can definitely cause a chemical reaction. It'll turn it black, and you can't get it back.
That didn't happen. I guess I was
lucky.
Order a colored one then.
Then yours.
He's done now. But that was our Friday routine. It always went in the dishwasher. Because there's a smell on it, right?
Oh, I know.
Well,
I know.
Underground. It's funny when you
said
underground,
that sulfur.
It brought me back, that smell. I can think about that now, and I hadn't in years, but there was a smell to that, the metal.
Miners say that's the smell of money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it is true. Like my dad was a miner. You worked hard, long hours, in
absolutely
tough conditions, and my mother pried him out of bed every day, and he went out the door.
And we're keeping an eye on time. We're coming up to wrapping up this episode, which has been very fun to talk about. We want to give both of you an opportunity to share any last minute thoughts, any last minute information with us and our viewers before we do conclude this episode of Aging in Action. So I'll pass it back off to both of you.
Well, I would like to offer anyone who views this and wants to purchase a lunchbox, if you add the promo code MINER, I will give you 10% off your lunchbox purchase.
Nice.
That's good to know.
And any calls, definitely give us a call at 705-690-8955.
Great.
Go
ahead.
I was just going to say, They make fabulous Christmas gifts because you'll have it for the rest of your life. This season, a lot of wives buy them, and you know,
And
Great
graduation.
Father's Day gifts.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Father's
Team
Day, Mother's
sports,
Day.
best
Yeah.
player,
Yeah.
best.
Graduation gifts. It's a little
Yeah.
hint to go back to work.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. And imagine if you engraved inside "I love you" or whatever
Yeah.
term of endearment. You're going to see that every day for your life. That's going to improve your life.
Yeah,
So is
absolutely.
the original aluminum, is that still the most popular, or has it sort of become more popular to do the colors?
Hard to say.
Hard to say, like the super classic, the largest size seems to be my most popular seller, but the colored ones are also very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Wow.
they don't scratch. Like obviously the aluminum ones, you see scratches, right? You're going to see the
Yeah.
wear and tear.
We call that character.
That's character.
That's
The
right.
powder coated
Yeah.
ones, you don't see as much character. They look shiny and new all the time.
Wow. Well, that's pretty durable too then.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
Your lunchbox will develop character just like you will through your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're called wrinkles, but yeah. And dents and dings.
Yeah, yeah,
We all
yeah.
have a few of those.
Thank you both so much for joining us this morning and talking about this classic lunchbox. It's such an honor to know this started in Sudbury and to see it become worldwide, and to encourage our community to check out your website and see, maybe this is a great gift, like you said, for the holidays or graduation or Father's Day, or there's always great opportunities, and it's great to share local. And it's been such a pleasure having both of you on Aging in Action. And thanks for helping our community age in
Thank
action.
you.
And
Thank
eat
you for
well during
sharing.
lunch.
Thank you for sharing your stories. It's always heartwarming for
Yeah.
me to hear
Yeah.
everyone's individual story, personal story.
Wow, great.
Thank
Great
you.
meeting you. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.